The nation of Zimbabwe has been plagued with violence, political corruption, and poverty since its independence from Great Britain in 1980. Zimbabwe is a country in southeastern Africa with a population of about 14 million, and it is roughly the size of Germany. British colonialist Cecil Rhodes originally claimed the area that is now Zimbabwe for British rule in the 1880s based on reports of rich goldfields, but was then transitioned into a predominantly agricultural economy due to its fertile lands. Since then, the country gained full independence after a 15-year civil war starting in 1965 and has slowly spiraled into one of the world's poorest countries with very little agricultural output. During the time of British colonialism, white farmers would have had access to the most fertile lands, leaving native Zimbabweans with little to no farmland. However, after independence, dictator Robert Mugabe enacted policies in which he would forcibly evict white farmers from their farms and give the land to native Zimbabweans and his political allies. The problem arose because Zimbabweans never really had access to proper farmland or farming techniques, so once they were given farms, they didn't know how to effectively manage them. Meanwhile, evicted white farmers were not able to work on farms again and did not have the means to start new ones due to those policies. Through the Zimbabwe Agricultural Launch Proposal, we aim to 1. Fund the creation of an agricultural education system in southwest Zimbabwe with the Gramian Bank and Zero Hunger tenets in mind. 2. Make available the necessary tools and technology for efficient cultivation of produce. And 3. Build a transportation system that allows easy transit of citizens from overpopulated cities to farms and jobs. In doing so, we plan to establish Zimbabwe as one of the leading agricultural producers in Africa. We will use the help of ZADT, the Zimbabwe Agricultural Development Trust, through their agro-dealer program. This program allows community-based retailers to supply fertilizers, seeds, and tools to smallholder farms. The farmers can either purchase the supplies or sell their produce through the agro-dealers, allowing both the farmer and the agro-dealer to profit. Also, ZADT's Create Fund helps contribute to the recovery and improvement of small-scale farming in Zimbabwe by providing small-scale farmers with credit. Some of the supplies that will be utilized are fertilizers, irrigation pipes, seeds, and hand plows. In addition, we will partner with Millennium Challenge Corporation and specifically their African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA. The AGOA is willing to provide a grant up to $50 million to focus on trade capacities and allow Zimbabwe free access to the U.S. market. Despite Zimbabwe having literacy rates of 90.7% for the total population, 92% of the population is under or unemployed. We will purchase buses and gas with our funds and AGOA grants to provide transportation from major cities to the agricultural educational facilities in southwest Zimbabwe. Previous partnerships between sub-Saharan African countries and AGOA led to growth in non-oil industries and spawned over 300,000 direct jobs in those sub-Saharan African countries. As with any program, there are risks to overcome. White farmers not wanting to return to farms they were evicted from could be one of those risks. So we will compensate them appropriately for their work and give them a chance to work on a farm again. Another risk might be people of different ethnicities and religions relocating to the same farming areas could lead to ethnic conflict. So we will make sure that the focus at work will be about farming. If someone causes conflict, they will be kicked out of the program. In addition, funding for maintaining the program might run out over time. As farmers are successful in producing food, some profits will be taken to purchase more supplies, such as fertilizers and seeds, to keep the program running. Of our billion-dollar budget, we have allocated it into 5 categories. $100 million for transportation such as cars and gas, $200 million for supplies such as tractors and plows, $100 million for payments to white farmers, $100 million for payments to outside volunteers and workers, and $500 million for school buildings and housing units for workers during training.